Oh, it's a wonderful thing. Some sweet dance moves there in one of our many amazing, Fragadelphia. We can't hear it, which is
No, it's a
unfortunate.
shame, yeah, because
Yeah.
I see that on screen. I want to enjoy it too,
Yeah.
but I'm just like, I know that's funny.
OBS Studio, it's not a fun thing. For whatever reason, OBS Studio is the reason why that happens. But regardless, another best of 3 from the playoffs.
Yep.
Just churning them out left and right. We're like the Octomom at this point. Just one after the other. Just as fast as we can fire them out, let's do it. So it's going to be Real Street Gamers now facing off against Vault. This should actually be a pretty good best of 3.
Yes.
You know, one where we likely do go to the third map. I actually kind of think Vault's going to win.
Ooh, really?
I do. I think that Vault's going to win.
You want to unpack that statement?
So, Mainline used to play with Vault. Before he played with Selfless and
Okay.
Enemy once upon a time, he played with these guys back in the day. Gramps has been on the team for a while. Connor's a fantastic player as well, someone to watch out for. You know, I don't really think that this is an easy win so much. Of course, now that I'm saying it, it's going to be like 61 back-to-back maps.
Yeah.
But the good thing is then we'll be like ahead of schedule, so that's good.
That is very true.
So even if my prediction's wrong, win-win.
I can see what you're going this because, I mean, we look at the best of 3s today that we saw from Real Street Gamers. The first one versus Selfless GG, where I think a lot of people kind of wrote off the ladies. And then the second one just now versus Flashpoint Esports, again, kind of expecting some dominant score lines. Now, that train game got close. The Cobblestone game was close between those series itself. And as you mentioned, these guys are now arguably at the same caliber.
Yeah.
So if already they've seen some struggles, then okay, I can subscribe to said narrative, Bach.
Sweet, it'll cost you $4.99 a month, but we got lots of giveaways. We'll talk about that at the end of this map. Smooth. Just a seamless plug. What is going on here? I'm trying to fix it. I forgot I have an observer. I keep doing this. I'm sorry. I'm fighting my observer for control of the PC. We'll let him do the camera work here. AKNY, he's positioned towards bathrooms. He's got the USP, and he does hear them, but they're actually going to funnel out and go towards B, and ouch. Roka goes down, and there's the noise already coming in from mainline. Connor, the late one to the party, but they're all going to funnel down towards the B bomb site. J. Cruel posted up close. Ouch. Nice shot there. And another one from mainline as well. This is a ridiculously solid pistol round here for the T side of Vault. It's down to only 1, and now down to 0.
Here's something, let's get it out of the way. This is going to be a very loud game.
Probably, yeah.
These are two incredibly rowdy lineups, and they like having fun with one another. So keep an eye out, or ear out rather, for that. But, as mentioned, a clean sweep of the pistol round. Beautiful start. Phenomenal start. This time CT is going to be going into, of course, the armor pistol buy, looking to swing things back in their favor, despite the heavy disadvantage, to nullify said approach and attempt. Vault going to be throwing the double Mac 10, double AK, and an up here. So CT's fanning themselves all across the map. Fighter, he's going to be making contact with this cohort of players pushing long.
There's Connor with the Mac 10 firing away towards Fighter. Fighter somehow gets the best of him, but immediately taken down by J. Cruel. Connor getting the assist, so at least some consolation prize there. AKNY posted up towards the map with the Deagle and heading in towards the bathrooms, trying to find a tighter angle. Just looking to peek down a little bit further away. Use that hand cannon to get a further fire. But those players are just going to head down connector, and looks like they're going to go right on towards the B site, where there actually are 2 players waiting. However, they've stalled out. You know, the door wasn't open, and they didn't necessarily feel keen on pushing through it, so they're going to head back towards A now, where they've still got AKNY posted up on the map. Here's the Deagle. We'll see if he's able to connect. Takes a lot of damage, has to fall off. Roka's going to be there. The flashbang up and over. It is deep enough to blind the two, but he just can't quite get the shot in time. The smoke lands and gives him safety. But at the same point in time, it is control of the site here for Vault.
Mainline. Oh, just looking away for a moment and going to be giving AKNY a chance to pick. Deagle headshot connecting here to bring things back to the 4v2. Suddenly, Vault in a very dangerous position as Real Street Gamers start to push themselves out onto the site. Now, what is working out in their favor is that Trumpino is still inside of those bathrooms, and he's trying to come back towards the bomb. J. Cruel trying to hold the line, but only going to be able to find nothing in that. Trumpino. Is that Gramps?
That is Gramps.
Gramps, okay. Gramps, not going to be able to find it, and an upset Buck.
Yeah, I love the noise coming in. I'm pretty sure that was AKNY.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the reason they win that round, right? Like, he kills the player, gets an AK, finds another one. Even though he was low on HP, he still, you know, gets that wrap, and it works out for him. So, 1-1, round trading occurring. I like the approach here. Just go for it. Vault all in on the situation. AKs and Tech 9s across the board. Flashes, smokes, AGs, whatever they can get, they're going to throw them at them. Flashbang to lead in. AKNY is over in the corner. It looks like it's a boost up. I can't see who's on top, though. It looks like it's Fighter. And Fighter spots him, and he's going to try and fall off. They're going to be running straight on at him. Fighter taking a ton of damage from this Tech 9. He's got to go for the reload. He's having a hard time finding the kill. USP comes out and gets himself one more, but it is down to only one. And it is J. Cruel. Moving in from the bathrooms. Smokes, flashes, cascading out from the area. I mean, he's stuck. Not really a whole lot he can do here.
Be at least looking to take some of these weapons away. But again, he's pinned. He's got time. 1 minute and 10 to play with. Still inside of the smoke as he retrieves the bomb, but bullets just raining all around him. Suppressive fire by definition here. And finally, the CT is going to take the engagement. FGB to clear the frag. And that's just a slaughterhouse inside those bathrooms. All the T's dropping out. And a second round now for the Real Street Gamers. Of course, because they won the pistol and then were upset in the second, it's going to be a save round here for the side of Vault, looking to get that economy back under their control. This round with a couple Deegs and two P250s.
Spitoo. That's a new number. We just made it up. Spitoo. So we'll see what they can do here. This Fighter is going to get aggressive with his trusty UMP. It's become a thing. I really want to talk to him about it and ask him, what's the deal? Why the UMP? But Connor with the Deagle, looking to jiggle peek and catch AKNY, looking for revenge for the 1D previously in the bathrooms that picked up that eco round. There's one. Mainline is able to get that AK out of the hands of AKNY. Cruxy coming up from Cat. One right around the corner. The shot was on point, but the aim punch had kind of taken over at that point. Fighter's going to peek out, sees one playing close towards mid. Here's Mainline coming in from the backside. That's another Deagle kill for the T side of Vault. And now 3 bodies left in play for Real Street Gamers.
Making this one costly thus far. Nice clean executions here from Mainline. But still, it is a 2 versus 3, heavily favoring the side of Real Street. At least in the silver lining of this situation is that they've picked up the UMP. They do still have a smoke here on Gramps. So they could very well set up the B-side execute. If they were actually to use that smoke grenade to block off Heaven, that would take the rotation, or the potential rotation, from those 2 players still up on A from Real Street out of the equation. But they're still going to burn some time. 25 seconds left to play with here. They're going to have to eventually execute somewhere, somehow. So it should be exactly that, and it will be. No, it's not going to use the smoke yet. 15 seconds. These guys are really starting to burn it down. Now that Molotov from Carbon Main, that's going to buy a lot of time. We do have the player push on through as he is forced, and Mainline now finding the 1 frag onto Roka, looking to deal some more. Carbon Main in the water, coming wide to deny the plant, and now it is the round for the side of Real Street Gamers. There's just not enough time for Mainline to plant. FGB trying to come in afterwards, and he will eat a shot to the dome.
That's actually an ace.
Yep, an ace, but no victory here for Mainline.
Yeah, unfortunate there. You know, he just rotates off the pillar to check towards Cat at the worst possible time. It doesn't go well for them. I mean, in the end, it's an eco round where he completely removes every single gun from play. So the CT side not able to save anything. So, I mean, it's a good move. They also wasted, like, even if they did save the guns, they wasted all their utility. So it was great play from Mainline. That started with a Deagle, and he left it with an AK. And also, all of that cash removed from the CT side is going to be big. But trying to get control of water early on, Cruxy's got to be careful. They were just spamming the spot he's standing in. But damage, as of yet, has only been dealt to one. That's Connor, who took a little bit down to 68. Roka's going to play close on the Monster Canal on the opposite side of the smoke. It looks like they're going to smoke their way out, but I don't think it's going to really work out well. With Roka playing close, the pop flash is on point to delay.
There's a lot of players focused up into these few tight portions of the map, and I was going to say, Vault still has the time to rotate back, to try and engage from a different angle. They'll do exactly that as they rotate the bomb with 2 players back up towards bathroom, trying to close the distance, and they will find an opening here as Gramps takes down AKNY. Roka bringing things back towards B. The bomb, and it's pushed towards the A site. Fighter with the ump, able to find only 1 in the engagement before he gets dropped out of the equation. 3v3 here, and health dwindling, but Gramps with a frag and AK kill simultaneously to put this one quite firmly into the hands of Vault.
Carbon Main, the last one standing, still rocking that die avatar. Moving up from the bank. Gramps is right around the corner. Here's him. There you go. Picks up that first one. There's one more back behind the dice box. That'll be Crux. Crux swings out wide to the left. And there's the energy again coming in from Vault. Thrilled to pick up the round. And it's actually going to be a pistol. Because that previous round was so costly for Real Street Gamers, they have to save here. They can't afford to buy up. So a tremendous opportunity here for Vault to just try and add to the round count, because they did kind of get cut down earlier than they would have liked with the way things started.
This time they're going to be going for that 4 AK1 Mac 10 buy. This is a really good opportunity for Mainline to make a bit of bank, and unfortunately for the CTs, they're going to get caught off guard. Roka dropped quickly, but FGB now coming in from behind. There it is, J. Cruel with the wind of it. Mainline continuing forward to the aggression off that SMG, able to find a plenty of frags, but that's the bomb carrier dropped, which made it look a little precarious. But again, the entire site had fallen. That one entirely in the hands of Vault. Only lose one player, retrieve the AK, so it's that Mac 10 that gets left behind in the previous round. A very good round in total for the side of Vault, heading forward again versus the pistols of the Real Street Gamers.
Back-to-back ecos coming in as well for Real Street Gamers. They're going to have to work with pistols one more time. A little bit more spent this time around, picking up armor as well as a couple of nades, a couple smokes and flashes. Connor just charges on through towards water, and they've got players towards long. Right now, look at the push, though, coming in from the CT side. 2 players already pushing long A, heading through playground, coming in on the backside. That'll be Roka going with the flank play. He's got to be careful, though. It looks like they're rotating right back up into him. Oh, he's going to get himself in a corner, but I don't think it's actually going to work, as these players are actually falling off towards connector. At the very least, he can make the audio calls. So in towards long A, that's actually Fighter getting things started, taking down Mainline, who pushed his way in. AKNY spotted, who was playing alongside Roka pushing long, and now they have the A bomb site free and clear because Roka was the only other player there, and he's pushed all the way back towards T mid.
Now this retake, or the attempt thus far from Real Street, it's going to be split into 2 different directions. They've got both Carbon and Roka coming in from behind. That's going to be J. Cruel to keep an eye on it. Again, with eyes on the flank, he finds himself a frag. Roka's still back here, and the other 2 players for the side of Real Street coming in from Bank and Dumpster Stairs, respectively. Still, though, the afterplant positions firmly held on to here by Vault, and they are going to be taking the fights as FGB does try to figure out the positioning exactly. There is very little utility here for the counter-terrorists to retake other than that one flash bang. Vault GG just letting this time tick down. Eventually the bomb will explode, and they have absolutely no reason to lose this. And they won't. So it's just looking to deal some damage. Fighter saves the AK. It's really, oh lord, the silver lining. But Roka with a headshot. Keeping it fresh. Going for a second off the blind. Cruxy, nearly a third as well. But Gramps able to grab that AWP right before the time does close.
And we have a pause coming in. I'm not sure if it's tactical or technical. It looks like it's technical. We have a player here juggling with their earbuds, trying to get things working. I believe that's J. Cruel on the end, if I'm not mistaken. And the only reason I know this is because did cast a LAN with them in the past, and I recognize him. And he's one of a few players that were actually on the team back then. So I know he's not Gramps, and I'm pretty sure it's J. Cruel. So he's getting everything organized here. Maybe his mic fell off and was acting weird. I don't know what the deal is, but there he goes. Headset's back on. So hopefully we should be on pause quickly. Hopefully.
Hopefully. Knocking on wood.
Yeah. We actually have a real wood desk, so I can do that. It's not like knocking on laminated cardboard like everybody else here.
I knock on the keypad or the mouse pads instead, so that I don't hurt my fragile knuckles.
Yeah.
But still get contact with the wood.
That's knocking on spandex, though.
It transfers through. You know, it's about that kinetic energy.
I mean, I guess it transfers through, but you're dampening your impact. That doesn't sound like I'm knocking on wood.
But my hands, Bob.
Like,
my
bruise those knuckles up.
I'm so delicate.
Oh my gosh. The name is so true.
Yeah.
So, it is unpaused. Game's about to go live. 8th round underway here between Vault and Real Street Gamers. We kind of said that this would be the one to watch. I still kind of think that Vault is going to take this, but we'll see. A big buy round coming out for the Real Street Gamers, and there's AKNY getting aggressive with the SOP. Doesn't see anything and decides to fall off. The flashbang around the corner, forcing him to move back. I like this. Mainline priming a smoke towards this B bomb site. That's going to be towards Catwalk on the bridge. Didn't actually go as deep as I think they wanted it to, but it's still going to work for them to a certain degree. Now, it actually ends up being counterproductive because I think they wanted that out far enough that they could swing wide and pit. As a result, they do drop the player on that B push. The bomb, however, working its way towards A.
AKNY is going to miss that first shot, but fall back towards safety, spotting the heads of the players as they attempt the A-site strike. Fighter going to actually be picking up 1 kill. Traded back by Cruxy here as AKNY does try to re-engage with the knife. He's going for the stab, but J. Cruel managing to survive for the time being. AK falling back. He's standing in the fire. It's pandemonium here on the A-site in the 2v2. Still 4 players up and standing. Cruxy able to find AKNY, and that was just a whole lot of what?
That was
A peculiar situation.
yeah, so he's in the smoke, he's stabbing, then the Molotov lands, he can't leave the smoke, so he just hope, like he starts to and he takes damage, then he tries to flash, AKNY falls back into the site. There was a flashbang that also came up from over top of the stairs, so the player who was over back behind the truck was flashed. It was a comedy of errors, and it actually almost resulted in a round for the CT side, but it is going to be Vault picking up. Fighter playing close towards the White Rock, going to find the first one, immediately traded out. AKNY is dropped very low, but did some damage early on. There's FGB finding another as well with the CZ75 in connector. He's actually one of the 2 players that picked up armor too, so this could be very big for Real Street Gamers. And again, I mean, this is a familiar tale. I feel like we've seen this more than once. 3 players left alive for Vault, and they're left trying to fight off against a team that's not working with a whole lot.
No. At least they do have still 3 smokes. That's going to be nice if they decide to try and isolate the A site before executing in. With Connor finding that other frag, they're going to rotate the B player all the way up. Now, Roka is actually in a very interesting position here as the T side is still pushing up that long play. They don't have anybody inside of party, inside of bathrooms, but they are still keeping an eye on it. You can see Connor 93 keeping his attention down into the lower bathroom area, just waiting as they do start to congregate and join forces. 35 seconds here left for Real Street Gamers to hold on. Vault needing to execute, and again, the numbers have been equalized back to the 3-3. The utility and the weapons favoring the side of Vault, but now they're going to start to push into the site. Carbon Main not able to find the headshot, but does deal damage. Mainline finding the frag, and taking this advantage back into their favor is FGB. Equalizing the state, and the spray connects. Double headshot in that one. A round they had no business winning. You said, Bach, yourself that we'd been there before.
Yeah.
And sure enough, we are there again.
That ludicrously delayed toss by FGB as he tried to throw the AK away and pick up the AWP. He didn't throw it until about 3 seconds into the next round. It was just delayed reaction time. And there you go. Scar 20 coming out. Go big or go home. Johnny Tsunami. AKNY trying to position that one on long. Is actually not going to see anything early on as a bulk of the players are working towards connector. Fighter's in here and he makes some noise. Gramps comes around the corner, but he has to be careful of it. He's the pinch, and that's exactly what we saw coming. He had no idea that it was going to occur. Mainline may have heard Carbon Mate on the opposite side. There you go. He starts to spray. I think he saw maybe a foot or a shadow, but Carbon Mate's able to get out of there in time. Still, though, the advantage right now for Vault, and it looks like they're just going to leave Mainline over towards B and let him kind of float around in this area while the bomb decides what it's going to do.
Ooh, beautiful headshot from Mainline here, creating space down towards the B site. Now, unfortunately for Real Street, they are starting to rotate a player down, or at least putting them on a position to rotate. But AK actually stops. He waits with the auto sniper, finding only one. Cruxy able to respond back, and then Carbon Main swiftly dealt with down towards the B site. Mainline still just keeping an eye on the opposite side of the map, trying to keep the attention away from the rest of the team. And another round here for the side of Vault. Now, of course, the previous round, a bit of an anomaly, considering that Real Street should not have won it. But that still does reset the economy here onto the CT side. So we find themselves yet again here into the pistol round. 3 Deegs, a CZ, and a P250 to boot. Some armor, but not too much, and absolutely no utilities. So J. Cruel looking for the raw op shot. Not going to find it, but AKNY with an opening D kill from the top of party. Now Mainline over here towards short will find one. Gramps doing the same onto the B site. Now starting to push the bomb out is Connor 93.
Just want to pull this up real quick. J. Cruel has 2150. He did buy armor. Just throwing that out there.
All right.
Yeah, he had 2150 off. He went with the glass cannon instead, so kind of an interesting approach. AKNY now working in. That's a nice pop flash there from Mainline. AKNY just runs up to it, hoping that maybe Mainline's going to peek. And I like the trash talk coming in from Mainline. I mean, Mainline's got experience, right? Like, he's been around the scene only recently, leaving Selfless and, you know, joining up with his former teammates on Vault. So he knows what he's doing, and he handles the situation with aplomb.
And I quote, way too easy.
Yeah, that's not exactly what he said.
No,
That's
there
the
was a
sense of
word in
it.
there somewhere.
Yeah. If you want to fill in the blanks, you can do it yourself.
Another pistol round here for Real Street. Not going to be the favorable situation. And Mainline's absolute aggression into short. Already netting 2 frags here for the T side. Looking to continue the pace. But Jay Cruel, hot on the heels of his teammates, able to catch the flank that was attempting to find them in short water. So the bomb goes down without a single terrorist dropping here. And Real Street Gamers should be giving up another round.
Good pistol work here, though, by Fighter and Carbon Main to at least make the round cost something. And Fighter's going to find himself an AK as well. Mainline does manage to pick off Carbon Main. And now it's up to Fighter, the Lord of Rank S. But unfortunately, the Lord has been dethroned. Cruxy chimes in with the kill at the perfect time. 8-4 now, doubling up the round total of Real Street Gamers is going to be Vault. It is a buy coming in, and a really big one at that. They're spending every single dollar they have to get into this one, which means an eco will follow if they lose it, and that's the potential double-digit round. And that could be a massive backbreaker for Team Vault towards the CT side of Real Street Gamers. We'll see if this op is going to work for them, though. I think this is the first time we've seen Fighter pick it up. For the most part, it's been AKNY and even Roka as well, but I don't think we've necessarily seen Fighter outside of the 5 op round on Dust 2 earlier today.
I don't know if I've seen it with anything other than an ump.
Yeah, we've kind of profiled this a lot. Dude loves the ump.
Now with the ump. AKNY getting aggressive here. Gramps has to be cautious. That door open wide very well could have cost him his life, but he escapes for the time being as Vault does start to clear out the bathroom. So starting to get themselves closer and closer to that A site, but nobody having yet made contact with the CTs lying in wait. There is, of course, 3 players here for the defense, patiently holding these angles, waiting for the offense to make its debut. Now, AKNY with a good positioning outside short water should know that the airstrike's coming. Mainline with 1 traded back by Roka, 4v4 still, and the T's trying to pick up the pace. The bombs dropped onto the site, and Gramps with Cruxy able to find 1 apiece. Connor 93 to chime in with another, and this one, all the pressure down to the shoulders of FGB.
FGB did pick up a big 3K just a few rounds ago to win a round for his team, but it's 4 players left alive this time, and the bomb is down, planted for them perfectly. Really going to be hard for him to do anything here. He doesn't have the smoke either that he would love to have to try and get onto the site and defuse. First one, it is going to go his way. J. Cruel spotted jumping around towards the APC. The others have actually rotated off. Are they coming in on the flank? What is going on here? Both players have ran towards B. They're going to be flanking FGB. Oh, he misses the shot. He wanted to save this AWP. Now he doesn't know where to look. He misses another one as Cruxy gets caught looking the opposite direction. But that is devastating for Real Street Gamers. Their money's down to a point where even if they save, you know, the next round they'll have, you know, just crazy amounts of cash. If they force buy, I mean, they'll have crazy amounts of cash next round. So pistol armor buy seems likely, but they don't actually go that hard with it. I mean, they're getting 3,400 if they lose this round.
Yeah.
So why not?
Why not?
I mean, yeah, they're at 4 rounds. They'll be at 5. They would have been wise to pistol armor buy here.
Yeah, at least spend a little bit more. I think they were a little too conservative. Roka with the flash, though, finding the first frag. Mainline down and out, but Connor 93 able to find 1 before FGB takes down Gramp. Suddenly, we've got ourselves into the 3v4, favoring the side of the disadvantaged Real Street Gamers. They've got that single AK on FGB with the armor, Molotov flash, Fighter still with the P250 and a bit of Kevlar here, but the behind Deeg. AKNY with the execution, all of a sudden leaving it just to Cruxy because FGB has also been dealt with 1 versus 4 and players beginning to swarm. 17 points of health and he's fully blind. That's all she wrote for him as Fighter clears things up and does give Real Street their 5th round again, regardless of only having pistols.
Yeah, I feel like in that round it's just mistakes from Vault. Too many of the players were in the similar positions. And then they're kind of like isolating themselves. Like trade outs weren't really that possible given the way they played it. They didn't have anyone watching the lurk or the flank. They knew it was an eco round and they know they've done that in the past. So it's a little bit curious. But they work fast towards connector. AKNY can't quite hit the no scope. They just bombard him. Get up close and personal. Meanwhile, pushing long, it looks like that's Roka with the op. And it's just a day late and $1 short as the team has already moved their way up towards the mid. They're just going to run on into this A site. Knowing, though, that this flank is coming in, they're going to have to make sure they keep that gas pedal on. There's the first shot from Roka. They got to be aware of the fact that he's still lingering behind them.
Smoke grenades all over the site here, trying to isolate angles. Cruxy not spotting Roka, and still he's alive. Roka will be taken down eventually, but still, that leaves Cruxy all on his own some because all of his teammates are dead here in round 15. A 1 versus 3 clutch with a minute to play with. He's going to expend that flashbang, Molotov, fire, and an AK-47 with the bomb on his belt and his position known. That could very well spell his demise because now he's got 2 players coming up from behind. Carbon Main landing the headshot to take the round. 6-9 is the score after the first half, and the CT is starting to come back after losing a lot of that initial footing.
An unplanned one tap there.
Yeah.
That's like the, oh yeah, I was only going to shoot 1 bullet, I swear. He was just jiggle peeking and spraying, and when the round ends, obviously you stop shooting because that's the way it works. But 9-6 in favor of Vault on the T side of a CT-sided map like Overpass to boot. The problem, though, is that they did let rounds slip away. I think they lost 2 rounds to pistols.
Yeah.
So this could be a much different scoreline. This could be 11-4. And not only that, I mean, who knows what would have happened in the rounds that followed those, because they were able to grandfather guns into them that helped them win potential rounds in the future. Not a solid start to the first round here, moving into the second half before the side of Vault. Jake Rule taken care of pretty quickly, and now Gramps is trying to rotate in position. They've already gotten full control of this A site, just running up mid. These players have a tall task given that the positioning here is pretty good. Roka finds another one for the side of Real Street Gamers. Molotov down as well. This is basically sealed at this point. There's nothing they can do. Connor drops. It's all up to Gramps. Nice one tap onto Roka, and he does have a kit, but the round is pretty much over at this point.
Taking the fight to AKNY. Not able to find the headshot. Not able to find a kill. It will be the pistol round going to the side of Real Street, and that's exactly what they needed to kind of get this first ball rolling. Obviously, the pistol with the 2 conversions should be theirs to win, but remember, we saw a round 2 upset in the first half. Nobody is safe here.
That's true. No one is safe. Hide your kids. Hide your wife. Yeah, that whole thing. So we'll see if the pistol armor buy is as successful here for Vault as it was for Real Street Gamers earlier. Mainline. Working in towards the short tunnel with the CZ75 armor. There is one on the opposite side, and he hears him running back towards T-spawn. Now he knows he can accelerate here just a little bit. Gramps hitting the nice 1D to get things going early in the round. Minute and 20 seconds left on the clock. Connor right around the corner from AKNY, and that's another gun netted here for the CT side. Now, they haven't been able to pick up that first downed rifle or SMG, whatever it was, but the bodies definitely piling up for Real Street Gamers, and Vault looking pretty good right now. Very limited damage dealt to them. However, no kits, so if the bomb does go down, it's going to be a little bit harder for them to get back towards that site, and also because of the lack of utility, cracking in also that much harder.
Slow play through bathrooms. 50 seconds still here to play with. Carbon Main looking to make the contact off of the UMP. 1 smoke if they do want to isolate at least some sort of an angle. Gramps also tagged, dropped to 9. Cruxy holding the angle with a D. He's going to be the first player to be challenged, not able to land the shot. FGB with the frag and a second. Jake Rule out of the equation before Connor chimes in with a double of his own, and it's going to be down to the 1v2. FGB in a very tough spot, but the AK headshot is all he needs to at least grab 1. 20 seconds left to play with, and it is mainline. The top fragger for the side of Vault, already high in the 20s, and looking to add another one to the collection. He comes out wide, spotting FGB. Again, he only has 9 points of health. 3K in the round already. Lying down the Molotov with the bomb, starts the plant. 5 seconds on the clock. He has to commit. Mainline's trying to close the distance, and still no one able to find the angle. Mainline jumping does go down. FGB with the big clutch. 4K in the round. That one was close.
Unfortunate there. I mean, Mainline has the line of sight on him as he crosses back from behind the dice box. I think if that's a 5.7, he wins it, if I'm being honest.
Oh, yeah?
Like, the CZ75 is, like, so good up close, but I feel like a lot of players don't really handle it well at range. The 5.7 is kind of stupid regardless of how far away you are, so it doesn't matter. He was so tagged up, it didn't even matter. But it is going to be another pistol round coming in, so despite that success, again, it's another situation where a lot of damage was dealt by Vault with the pistols, but not enough to win it. We'll see if they can do it again here, but it doesn't seem likely. Armorless pistol approach is much harder for them. They've only picked up 1 kill in the round, and it's just Gramps left alive. He's sitting towards the top of the stairs, hoping to spot Fighter using his one and only UMP. There you go. That's the first one. That's going to be it. FGB closes out the round. 9 apiece for each team, but this is the big round now coming in. The bye for Vault, where we separate the men from the boys.
24-12 right now, main line. He's got a team on his back. He's not the only guy getting kills, but just an exceptional performance from him individually. The opposing side a little bit closer, but we are into the gun rounds, ladies and gentlemen. 9-9 is the score, and the bye here incredibly similar. This game, honestly, anybody's in my opinion. And nice to see the score tied out early. Still a very strong B emphasis coming in from Real Street, which is actually funny because Vault go for the bathroom stack with 3 players up there. So both teams choosing opposite sides of the sites, or the maps rather, and looking to play this one out. So another slow round so far from Real Street, as they are starting to burn the clock down, Buck.
Again, why with the op? We've seen him use it in the past. He's had some interesting shots, to say the least. A couple of 360s.
Yeah.
Even a 360 no-scope falling off the brown train on... Or no, it was on the blue train on Nuke, so... Or train for that matter. Man, my brain is fried. It's a long day. Connor 93 with the boost up over the graffiti wall. Looking to see if he can spot the players coming in. He turns just as those nades cascade over. Not sure what's a flash or a smoke. Push for the headshot angle onto FGB. Just can't quite connect. Mainline, though, the first one to find a kill. He's coming up from short, and he's moving up quick. He's actually going to catch the bomb just after it goes down. So quick moves from Mainline here give them an advantage. Gramps coming in on the flank as well. And even Mainline just lingering on. I'm surprised we didn't see a little bit of the dunking action there from Mainline after picking up that big kill.
Yeah.
So that first rifle round is rather one-sided.
Incredibly one-sided if you consider that Cruxy was team killed.
Yeah.
So no actual footing gained by the terrorists themselves. They do get that bomb plant in, of course, but as far as frags go, it's literally all of the CTs, regardless if it's teammates or enemies. They do pick up the kills. So luckily for the side of Real Street Gamers, that last bomb plant does cushion their purchase here in this round. That's what's allowed them to pick up the excess grenades, AKs, armor, and then fighter, of course, on the UMP. Side of Vault, however, back into this one with a double op setup between Connor 93 and Jay Cruel. Jay Cruel currently over here towards Monster trying to find an angle, and he very well could. 4 players currently for Real Street over towards that B site, while AKNY does his own thing out towards the playground.
Jay Cruel trying to get the op going. He's been having a rough go of it thus far. You can see if you check the scoreboard, 4 and 14, not quite up to snuff with the performance of the rest of the team. Mainline has definitely backpacked the team. He's just trudging along, trying to carry the weight. Jay Cruel, though, all last season for Vault, remember watching them play, he was a dynamite player with that AWP, but just doesn't seem to be hitting his stride too much here. That's the first big shot to take down the player. Trying to walk in from Catwalk. That's going to be Roka going down. Fighter wanted to push up and try and find a trade out, but follow-up not going to be possible due to the Molotov toss down towards Cat. And actually, it sounds like a second one to follow as well. So they seem to be anticipating a B push to a certain degree. There are 2 players playing on A. Looks like Mainline's got a boost up over the map as well, so he's going to be peeking towards long. If we can go ahead and jump in his perspective, yeah. He's peeking towards bathrooms in mid. He's going to spot AKNY. Uh-oh, recoil. Come on now, Mainline. Finish it off. AKNY's got 4 HP, but he just doesn't do it, and it's actually going to allow the T side to walk in towards this B site.
Fighter finding the first, but the HP currently on the side of Real Strike incredibly low. Jay Cruel overwhelmed by the sheer aggression. Up close and in his face is Fighter with that ump. Finding the frag and swapping out to the big green cannon. Now, of course, 4 versus 3 man advantage for the side of the T's, but health advantage incredibly low. Fighter with another shot denying Mainline. Connor going to chime in with his secondary and looking for more as he tries to take the fight with Carbon. Dropped down incredibly low. Down and cleared out. Another pistol kill, and it is going to be Vault retaking it. 3 pistol kills out of the 4 there on the site.
Yeah, and he was looking for those lit players.
Yeah.
So the reason he's running around with the pistol is because he's gotten the call like, hey, they're lit. You need to run in fast. So he runs in with the pistol after he misses that first op shot, and he's just like, is this him? No. Is this him? No. And then at the end, it ends up being the last 2, so he's just like, it's got to be these guys at this point. And it was. So a pistol round now coming in for Real Street Gamers. Now, we've seen the pistol rounds and how good they can be.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm Vault right now, I need to be very careful with how I approach the situation.
It'll help that Cruxy finds the first. That's the tail end of this play inside of Connector. Cleared out, of course, from that push. 5v4. T's also, again, only on these pistols, but still they are dealing some damage here. Gramps going to be dropped out of this one. Fighter able to combine forces with Roka. 4v4, back to the equalized count, but mainline from within the A site manages to find the timing onto the peak and grabs the second to Roka as well. So suddenly, we find Real Street Gamers outnumbered 2-1. J. Cruel here with the op won't need to connect the shot because it's going to be mainline to find one more. Before he's at least dealt with, dispatched quickly. 3 players up for the side of Vault, meaning that one financially viable.
Yeah, and they survive with 2 ops, which is huge. So they're going to go into it with another double op setup. Mainline has crossed the threshold and hit that 30th kill. 5 AKs coming out for the side of Real Street Gamers, as they seem to be heading at least over towards A early on. They're going to send multiple players down into connector, and there's actually going to be no one there. It's a passive play towards connector. Gramps is actually playing towards the right side of bathrooms. He's watching for the push. He has the ability to now fall off towards long since they doubled up towards long. So this is a good move for the CT side. It's going to come up to this man in sight who's jump peeking back behind the box. That'll be mainline. The smoke's off the mark. Jake Will hits the first shot. Mainline's there with a second follow-up from AKNY, though. And at least they have some amount of control. Fighter floats in from the back. They did not see that one coming. And now they've surrendered the bomb plant on this A site. And again, it's a 2vx situation. 3 bodies this time. Not quite as many as the last round.
Flashbangs ringing out, going to be blinding both players on each side here. Both now stuck behind Optimus Prime, fully white as AKNY starts to round the back. There's the first from Carbon Main. Connor spotted, dealt with, not quite yet. The shot does connect, and that was scary for a situation. Of course, Connor with that pistol earlier on had done wonders. This time, however, denied. Short. Not going to be able to find it. 12-10, both teams now above that 10 mark. So still a very close game on our hands, and a full buy here for the side of Real Street Gamers. This one is going to look scary for Vault as they are using 2 CZs to hold off the fully equipped onslaught of their opponents. The nades really the real limitation in my eyes. Of course, if they can one and done with those pistols, that'd be one thing, but that push from Cruxy, I don't understand. At least Mainline and Connor are able to bring it back. J. Cruel chiming in with one of his own. That's going to leave Roka and Carbon all alone, just the 2, both already out here from Monster. They don't have short control, but they actually do have the sight control. There are no defenders currently from the CTs here in Heaven or rotating down. They should be able to get this plant down.
I mean, he tried to go for that BDP, and it was a bit regrettable. He charged out. The flash was actually not where it needed to be anyway. Roka does spot J. Cruel. He's picked up the op, and we've said, you know, Roka can do some impressive things. Roka looking for another ace here. We've seen 2 today. One was on mainline in a round they actually lost, which is unfortunate, but Roka on the opposite side of the plywood stack. He's got a tight angle here. It's going to be really hard for him to see him. Roka falls off knowing that he's low on HP, and Carbon Main pops his head out. Things started so promising there for Vault in the round, but it still goes back towards the T side of Real Street Gamers. 12-11, slowly approaching tie point, and another eco coming in for the side of Vault.
So this one should theoretically bring us to a tie game. Of course, we've brought it up before, never count out these pistols. Currently, 2 Deegs, 2 B250s, and a CZ75 with a very fast push here. The T side looking to use their weapon advantage to their favor. Carbon finding the first one as Connor next to barrels isn't able to find much. Mainline, however, does drop the bomb carrier. This is nice because it's not going to force the afterplant scenario as of yet. Roka to bring it back with a kill of his own. J. Cruel, the only player here for the CTs, finding 1 and 2 now. Back to the 2 versus 2 as he does continue with this pistol to deal some damage. It looks scary once more, but it is going to be Real Street Gamers to convert the point, and they will now tie this game 12-all.
Great pistol work there from Vault again. You know, we've seen both teams do really well with the pistols. It was a stack towards B. It just happened to work out. How many times do you see teams go for a stack play, and there actually is no one there? That time around, it doesn't end up being the case, as everyone had kind of gone over towards that B site. So 12-12 and 1 more pistol round coming out here from Vault. It will mean the lead being given here, gifted, if you will, towards Real Street Gamers. Gramps towards long, looking to do what he can to prevent that gift from being presented. The Deagle in hand, standing up on top of the bench just to make the angle that much more awkward. Oh, they see the arm of 1. FGB's going to go on the hunt, and as a result, he goes down. Can he get the AK? That's what he wants. Roka is still holding this tight angle, trying to look for that first player. And Graham still has not been able to get the AK. Oh, I thought that Roka actually shot his teammate there for a second. It was close. AKNY,
close.
Roka fighter, all finding kills. Last one was mainline and connector. I mean, I thought that kill, it popped up at the same time as the shot. I thought it was Roka killing his teammate.
It looks so close.
It was. I mean, and that could have like really tilted that round out.
Oh, of course. Absolutely. At least we'll find ourselves back into the gun buys. So, meat and taters of the segment. Close one. Connor with the 90. Connor 93 with the Zeus as well. Keep your eyes on that. Bit of fun play, but utility aplenty for either team, and this is what's going to make it nice. It should be a battle to the death, but a fast push yet again here from the Real Street Gamers. Roka not going to be able to connect that first shot. J. Cruel incredibly blind, however, does grab FGB before the second flash blinds him yet again. He's trying to deploy the smoke grenade to prevent the burning alive, and he does with only 12 points of health remaining. Connor 93 with another frag. Roka still from this position looking to deal some more. Finds the shot eventually, and J. Cruel still behind these barrels. Connor 93 trying his hardest here for the side of Vault to hold this push at bay, and they have done a good job of pushing the T's back. J. Cruel, he survives that entire engagement, and he finds one more. It is AKNY in the 1v3.
That was ridiculous. So J. Cruel ducks his head down and actually just throws a flash straight down. It banks up over the barrels and blinds everyone. It's a flash that I don't think I've even seen. It was just kind of like impromptu. He just was worried about what was happening. And then the smoke lands at his feet to save him from the Molotov, and he just lays in it. He's like, I'm not peeking. I got no HP. I'm not doing this. And he's going to peek out there, though. He feels confident, despite the fact that he's low on HP, that he can take that last player down, and he does. The money is good enough that we're going to see a buy. But losing this round means it's 14-13, and Vault fights off against Pistols for the 15th point. So, I mean, this is do or die time here for the side of Real Street Gamers.
Managed to grab one op into this buy. I do see a bit of a limitation in smokes. Only 2 here for the side of the offense. So the nade advantage certainly favoring the side of Vault. If they can counter nade properly on the first volley, then what they could actually force is the T side to burn through their nades before they actually try to force some sort of an execute. However, 4 players sitting outside of that fountain waiting for AKNY to get into position so that they can mid-peek right here, right now. But it is mainline with the read and the timing. That's the opening with a second as well. J. Cruel here to help with a second. He doesn't connect that shot.
I thought he did, yeah.
I really did as well.
Spot on.
But apparently not. So Roka back to the 1v5. A tough spot to find himself in.
Mainline tries to pull off a fighter. Not going to work today. J. Cruel is still in towards bathrooms. Roka was getting flanked momentarily, but realizes quickly that the player has fallen off. So J. Cruel ends up making up for his mistake and does find that shot. And you can see where the money sits. Even with a save here, like a full save, 3 rounds of loss bonus, that's, what, $2,400? They'd be around 4K. There'd be no up. This is a massive, massive gamble coming out from the T side.
Got the smokes though. I mean, in this situation, do they go for the mid split, take bathroom control, and then use that volley of nades to smoke off the top of dumpster, bank, and then try to close the distance into the site? Obviously trying to get these Tech 9s up close and personal into the faces of the defense. And what a flick shot from J. Cruel to find the opening here for the side of the counter-terrorists. Immediately, Gramps going to start to take the aggression out towards mid. A legged no-scope there, or just a kill rather. Carbon not able to get it through, and the CT is just completely obliterating that push.
Like I said, man, J. Cruel, last season when I watched him play, he brought the fire.
Yeah.
And even though the early start was just a little bit off, like he just wasn't hitting his stride, he's definitely picked up, improving over the last several rounds. And now that he's feeling confident, he's putting his up right where it needs to be. Vault just one round away from closing out the first map. And because of that force buy there and also the lack of bomb plant, there's not enough money here for Real Street Gamers to fund the buy. So they're just going to have to work with Tech 9s and pistols like they did in the round prior. Fighter obviously going straight towards the UMP, a gun he feels confident in using. But it's still 5-on-5 strength here. A bit of damage being dealt to Cruxy earlier in the round. It looks like it is going to be a push towards this B bomb site. Everyone from Real Street Gamers over towards B.
For the time being, there's also 3 defenders. Now, Cruxy's not able to land that shot. AKNY grabs it somehow with that Tech 9, opening the door wide open here towards B. Mainline only able to grab one. Connor chiming in with a frag of his own, but Fighters UMP yet again able to prevail here. 2 versus 3, favoring the side of Real Street Gamers as far as body count goes. However, 2 primary weapons, and Carbon kills Fighter with a nade. This is still a 2v2, but that could very well have cost them the game. J. Cruel starting to push up forward, trying to close the distance with the secondary in hand. The M4 of Gramps still, now it's down. And Bach, that just happened.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. The bomb isn't really planted great here for Roka. No, J. Cruel misses the shot, but Roka
no.
just can't get the 1 deke, and the rest of the team's feeling it, and they're so frustrated about that nade.
You can visually see it. If you've ever seen a visual tilt, that is what it looks like.
Yeah.
And immediately a conversation between the 2 teams about it.
I mean, they were vocal the whole time, so they're both going
Yeah.
to be vocal when the game ends.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, there is a certain amount of mutual respect. We won't go into how much there may or may not be there, because I'm not one to hypothesize. But speaking of respect, you're going to be respecting us a whole lot, because we got some giveaways coming your way. And if you want to show your love for Fragadelphia and Nerd Street Gamers, go ahead and subscribe. We are giving away the following items as you see on the screen right now. ESL New York tickets, QCK Plus, Rival 700 mouse with the cool little screen that tells you how many headshots you're getting, because that's the thing these days. The Apex M500, which is basically a 6G V2 with backlights, Siberia 200 headset, Frag t-shirt and hoodie, Sloth pad, which is awesome. And then followers also, you're not left out. We are giving away a Frag t-shirt and Siberia 200s. Now, if you do subscribe, you're basically immediately eligible. You don't need to be here when the giveaway starts. You'll be PM'd Sunday night at the conclusion of the tournament. So you're eligible for all this stuff then. We're going to go ahead and throw it to a break. Music and commercials coming your way for just a bit, and we will begin map number 2 in just a short while.
Personalize the way you see everything, and then conquer. Exclusive Black Equalizer brightens dark scenes without overexposing bright areas. Use the S-switch to quickly access the setting and switch between save modes. Adjust the angle effortlessly for maximum comfort.
Hi, I'm Steven Sasquatch Chicos, and you're watching Fragadelphia. Fragadelphia.
And we are back again. Action continues here for day 2 of Fragadelphia 9. It's been a long day.
An incredibly long day.
To say the very least. I think we got here at 9:30, so it's now 9 o'clock on the button. About.
5 past.
Yeah, so we've been here since 9:30. We probably casted our first match around 10 or so.
Yeah.
I'd say. So, yeah, it's been nonstop action ever since.
But enjoyable the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, how you holding up? Physically?
Physically?
Yeah,
I'm
like
melting.
vocally.
Vocally?
Is it still as buttery smooth as it's always been? Feeling a little bit rough, maybe?
Maybe.
A little bit raspy. Here we go, though. Pistol round action is underway. It will be Vault starting on the CT side as they go for this A push, pushing straight on through the smoke. Gramps is going to be the first one to draw blood, looking for a potential other kill coming his way. Just sees the bomb, but can't stop the plant in time. Oh, that's a serious flub. Carbon Main actually was one of the reasons why they lost a round there towards the end, the round that ended up sealing the deal for Vault in the first map. We'll get into that in just a second. AKNY alone in a 1v5. And it's a pretty good clean sweep there from Vault. So, yeah, AKNY flubbed a nade, or Carbon Maid had flubbed a nade at the end of that last map. Unfortunately, killed his teammate. It was thrown through a smoke, so he couldn't see. And I think he was actually partially flashed as well. So he throws it, it hits his teammate in the corner, kills him, and then it's a 2-on-2, and it's winnable. And that's what ends up happening. So, yeah. There was some frustration that it really showed.
A series of unfortunate events.
Lemony Snickets.
You're what now?
That's a book. Yeah, I figured you did.
Roka trying to pick up the aggression here towards B, but it's shut down early by Gramps. Meanwhile, FGB with a Deeg of his own trying to create an opening here towards connectors. So mid control currently in the hands of Real Street, but now going for that window boost as J. Cruel's incredibly close by with that scout. Swapping to the secondary, he gets up close and personal. The automatic fire of the CZ, able to grab a frag. Gramps with fires, burning down AKNY, the only player left here. And he's trying to take an engagement at the long distance, trying to find himself another headshot here, but it seems as though the force buy in the round 2 just didn't pan out.
And there's a 2-man closing in Cruxy. Cruxy also had a play that almost cost them the game. That was interesting, so we won't go into it. But 2 players who were pivotal in the round going the way that it did towards the end of that first map. This time it's actually Cruxy, though, that closes things out. He doesn't actually struggle the way that he did. Carbon Maid did kind of flub one early, but it's okay. We're still early in the game.
Absolutely right.
And it's not necessarily elimination on the line. It is a double elim. So if they lose here, I'm talking about they will be heading down to the lower bracket. Speaking of losing in the round, it's going to be pretty much the T side of Real Street Gamers losing as Vault puts on a show early on in Palace. But Roka gets the bomb down anyway. He's got himself a FAMAS in a strong position, so he might be able to find a few more frags before he goes down.
Fire grenade pushes him out, so he's not even actually able to wait for the CTs to try and get up close and personal, but rather has to take the fight towards him, and that's all she wrote. 3 players standing up for the side of the CTs. Again, not too costly. They will be able to rebuy with ease heading into the first gun round. So straight away, we're already into the rifles. I feel like that was incredibly quick. The pistol, the conversions out of the way.
Fast rounds.
Very fast rounds, taking up the aggression. The only op here in round number 4 is going to be in the hands of J. Cruel. Nothing on the side of the T's to counter that other than the 5 AKs and a plethora of utility.
The op is in window, but there's no one playing mid this time. It's pretty much a dedicated approach towards the A site. Smoke in towards Palace to try and slow things down. Roka is there waiting on the opposite side, hoping that it dissipates soon as his team is already prepped for the smokes and flashes on the opposite side of the ramp. The smoke towards ramp was actually a little bit off the mark, and it could have cost Connor his life as he was playing close to it. He's still in position, though, gonna find a home in Sandwich. There you go, the smokes are coming out. Connor now has to come up big. He's actually in a spot where he can be picked off to a certain degree, but he just pops out perfectly. He's going to find a second one as well. Looking for a third. Not going to happen today. It'll be J. Cruel chiming in. Great work from Vault in the first buy. And another round that just felt very fast. I mean, you know, the action was delayed because of that early utility, but when the push came, it was just like instant. Bang, 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 kill, game, round over. Let's move into the next one.
It's going to be Real Street Gamers just either all or nothing. And that time, nothing, as they do still sit at 0. Into this round, they'll have 2 sets of Kevlar, couple of Deegs to play with. Again, just those bare bone purchases that do give them a chance at making something happen, but it shouldn't ever happen. This time, it will be Gramp and Cruxy sitting outside of the B apartments.
Oh.
Nearly gets that wall bang, does tag Fighter down to 65, but no frags as of yet. These flash grenades, though, completely blinding, and Roca with the Juan League.
I like how you rolled that R there. Just like this team was rolling into the B site, Cruxy struggling to get that kill. J. Cruel is going to have to come in and finish one off. 2 quick frags coming out for Real Street Gamers. J. Cruel, he's got the up and he's got position. He actually misses the shot. We were talking about how he's been hitting his stride. That's not the way to prove it. He now gets help from a teammate, but the molly is actually off the mark, and now he can't go out the window. The molly's right in front of it. If he's going to do it, he's going to have to swing out in a really weird angle. Mainline wisely continues to spray once he realizes another player is likely to peek from that rear pillar. But the pistols seem to work here, and really it was a result of them just giving up too many kills early on without any trade-outs. But the CT side had built up a bit of a stable bed of cash.
Yeah.
So another buy coming in.
Exactly. They'll be able to sink their cash into this investment. It does clear out the coffers, however, and the only real limitation is that J. Cruel has no utility, but he does have the op, so he'll be able to commit himself to an angle, and Mainline looking to take the fight straight to the Real Street Gamers. He will with an opening frag to FGB. Roca trying to bring things back with an aggressive push towards Palace, or Apartments rather, will drop out early. But luckily for the side of Real Street, AKNY and Fighter able to bring it back. 3 versus 3 here, a team flash. Luckily for Fighter, he doesn't get peeked. He is up and running. Bomb now with an escort starting to work its way towards Apartments. And with this positioning currently held from Fighter inside of Ladder, he could very well actually just keep an eye on towards the rotation from Window. Again, he could be used towards bringing a multi-directional assault into the B site. But for the time being, his position is versatile, and it does lend itself to what seems like the B site hit, which is coming in from Real Street Gamers.
Did he just airball that Molotov? I think it just went right on through past the van.
Yeah.
He went to bank it off the window, and instead it just goes flying. Fighter's got to come up big here coming in from Catwalk. He's waiting for his team to try and push in from B Apartments. And they've got pinned in the corner in front of the get right spot. There's another Molotov flying deep in the site. Gramps with the pop flash. He's got to be careful. That first flash didn't actually hit, and he gets sprayed down anyway by Carbon Main, who is full blind. Molotov is there. Is it on point? Yes, it is. It should delay the plant. Nope, it's just a little bit shallow. So they are able to get the bomb down, and now Connor has to come in. Just trying to work in dry. Carbon's not going to let him. He's the one that actually ends up closing out the round as well. 2 big kills at that. And the CT side now, not as much money as they once had. It should be pistols coming out from Vault.
2 rounds already on the T side. Potentially with a 3rd here. They should be able to win this one, considering all they have to work with is the smoke on Mainline and Connor's body armor. That smoke grenade already being expended, but a 4-player stack here on towards the A site. Immediately Mainline able to find one. This is looking dangerous as J. Cruel grabs the second, and Mainline with a 2K of his own. AKNY and Roca able to save this team's life. Roca single-handedly clearing that out because it was an incredibly frightful situation, but they're not out of the rough as of yet. They do still have Gramps coming on over. AKNY lying in anticipation, able to land the op shot, but that was scary for a moment.
Yeah, this game is also very quiet.
Yeah.
Compared to the last map, we heard a lot of like wooing and trash talking, and not so much here. And I'm not sure if that's just because of words that were exchanged at the, at the break. They were like, "Yo, can you hurt my feelings, buddy. Can you please not do that?" Obviously not the case.
No.
Just being goofy here as I'm sleep deprived and hungry and thirsty, and it's just basically all the negative adjectives one could be at any given point in time. That describes both of us, I think.
That's not true.
Oh, you're feeling good?
Not all the negative adjectives.
Not all of them?
No, because you're still beautiful.
Oh. Oh. Kiss cam.
4 players on the T side starting to close the distance, but the bomb stopped. Mainline with an absolute key frag here. And suddenly, Real Street Gamers, even though they've got that B bomb site firmly in their grasp, not having the bomb causes an issue. Carbon Main able to find that very tight angle on towards the head of Mainline, and then he gets round the corner back towards the bomb without J. Cruel able to land the op shot. So, unfortunately for Vault, Mainline finding that op kill suddenly made it look like they might be able to just congregate themselves upon it. But it's not the case. T-side able to bounce back from that, and again, a scary situation for the T's, just like in the previous round where they were losing players. This time it fans out in their favor yet again, and it should be the Real Street Gamers, excuse me, it will be the Real Street Gamers tying this up at 4.
Jake Roll hoping to hold on to this op. Wants to keep it for as many rounds as possible, naturally. He is on the glass cannon as of right now, but it's a shame that previous round was looking so good. The pistol round where they had dropped all those players, it just couldn't quite finish it out, and their money is going to start looking really shaky in a little bit if this continues. Still got the op in Palace. They haven't been able to close the distance. They're not even going to get there in time. They're just too far away. Fires a shot in celebration at the end. But there's not much to celebrate. Saving the op is a minor victory, as now the cash is starting to pile up here for Real Street Gamers. Roka and company sitting on about 4 to 5 to even 6K on most of their players. Only one of them sitting a little bit lower, and that's ironically the one who's been buying UMPs, who was buying UMPs all throughout that first map. So this time, feeling a little bit more confident with the AKs.
J. Cruel trying to find this very small angle in towards apartments with the smoke grenade to nullify his peek. That one suddenly forcing him back on towards the van. Now, Roka's getting up close and personal, but if J. Cruel does decide to put a round through the smoke, he might be able to land this. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't realize, of course. But Real Street Gamers with absolutely zero A-site control. They're just keeping an eye on the flank from T-spawn. But of course, if somebody doesn't overpush that boundary, then they'd never know. J. Cruel finally going to be connecting one. Fighter down and out of the picture. Roka still up close and personal. Thinking about jumping out of the window, but the rotation now from Vault coming inbound. They will keep one player inside of jungle, but suddenly they bring it back. With Jiroka getting that frag, however, they're going to have to respond accordingly. Connor from inside of mid grabbing another frag, so the man advantage was the way of the CTs, but again, they only have CZs, and now it's 3v2. FGB tagged from behind, 15 points of health, and now he's dead with the bomb dropped clearly into the sights of the CTs. Luckily, Real Streets Gamers are able to grab it back, and this leaves Carbon with opportunities to play here in the 1 versus 3.
He's got 30 seconds left, so he's basically got a decision to make. Do I run towards A right now, or do I walk towards B? It's probably going to be a walk towards B. It gives him the time to try and clear things out. Guns have been picked up to a certain degree. Mainline jump peeking with that op. He's going to try and get in the fight in time, and he does. So he buys time for his team, and oh! He's going to hit the no-scope on Carbon as he falls out of the window. Lord of the hot dogs, Mainline. Able to come up big with the clutch. And it's going to be a round that really stings for Real Street Gamers, as it was just, pistol armor surrounded by the op from J. Cruel.
Luckily for Vault, they've gotten away from secondary sidearms only. They've gotten themselves back into the gun round. They've got all the nades, kits as well. This is their chance to come back into it. Of course, we had an incredibly close game on Overpass, so expect the same here on Mirage. But RSG already doing a good job of grabbing those first 4 rounds. They still do have utility to play around with, and they do currently have an emphasis here on the mid control. Bomb still out towards T-spawn, so again, they're just playing this slowly with Roka keeping an eye on the B push, with Carbon watching the flank. Cruxy's able to find the opening kill out towards Catwalk, but immediately it's penalized as AKNY trade frags back. Roka with one as well towards the B site. He's already down on the site, but he doesn't realize that Gramps is behind him. Gramps going to be spraying him down, connecting the shot. AKNY coming from Catwalk, waiting for the peak, but Gramps now playing this one absolutely perfectly. Not taking the angle, not exposing himself, and just holding the line.
Nice flashbang as well coming in from the window. Mainline's going to be coming in from the flank. Gramps still holding down this rear pillar. Knowing that AKNY has to push up to try and open things up to allow these players out of the apartments. Fighter does swing around and does manage to take down Gramps. Do they realize, though, they've got a long flank coming in from Mainline. Mainline's been hot this entire game. And he's coming in from apartments in the nick of time. However, this is Fighter initially. There you go. He's going to take out Carbon Main. Can't even get the comm in time. So they're going to be able to get the guns and also the bomb. They're going to look around for that op as well. I'm sure they want to put it back in J. Cruel's hands. 6-4 is your score line. Let's see what that money sits at. Roka's sitting on a pretty big pile, but the rest a little bit under what you would need. So more than likely, Roka's going to just drop some pistols here, and we'll see maybe a force up. That is 2 rounds lost, but we could also see some weird things. Like, we've seen them do things where like Roka buys an AK, for instance, and the
Yeah.
rest of the team just goes on pistols.
They kind of just try to use one player as the key component. Everybody
catapult.
else. Yeah.
Fling them
Exactly.
forward into the round, yeah.
Main line already finding an opening here. That, if I'm not mistaken,
There's underpass.
underpass. Yeah, exactly. Now he is still down here though, trying to escape away with the flashbang. 20 points of health is all he needs to escape with his life. And again, this is a buy here from the side of Real Street Gamers in the sense that they've got armor, techs, and utility, trying to now push it out towards the B site. FGB leading the charge, and Cruxy able to deny. Roka's head peeking just over the edge will be taken off to the P2000. 5 versus 2 as the onslaught from the T side is denied, and AKNY's approach towards the A site is found out. His big secret revealed. Carbon Main still finding one here as he does live with a minute to play around with, looking to just deal some damage as the CTs do surround him. It's an easy headshot for Connor, 93.
And they're going to save the op again. I mean, J. Cruel is in a really weird spot with the way that push was coming out. I guess he was just hoping that the USP would be enough. We've got a pause coming in, and I'm going to go ahead and assume that this is tactical. We can't really see.
Assumption.
Yeah, we can't really see what's going on over there. We'll see in a second. It looks like they are talking on the side of Real Street Gamers, so my assumption is they're doing a tactical, but I also see that FGB is all tabbed, so maybe like, yo, bro, you've been on voice activity this whole time, and your mic's pointed at your nose. All we hear is...
At least it's not his eyes anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit lower. He's worked it a bit.
A nice
Like,
balance.
Yeah. Trying to find the happy median. Happy little trees.
Gramps is dancing.
Dance moves in CT spawn. Alright, so still paused here. I think the unpause is coming. I can hear the chat ticking away, indicating that they are trying to unpause. There you go. Play continues on. As Vault looks to continue with this CT side that's been picking up rounds for them. They only lost a few, dropping 4 in a row, and the money sort of got weird. They almost picked up a force buy in that gap of rounds. But since they've gone back towards the buy, they've been pretty solid. Stacking up towards A right now is going to be Real Street Gamers as they look to set up what would likely be a smoke take with 4 players there. Only 1 working towards B.
CT is firmly controlling this middle area, and you can see Gramps starting to push up towards the top. He's got the info that nobody's there for the time being. AKNY coming to join forces with his team out towards the A site. Nearly actually finds the timing, but he does escape in time. They very well could have heard that audio cue of the rotation over, though, because he just fully elephanted right through the spawn. You do still have Gramps coming up from behind instead as well. Cruxy starting to rotate back towards the top of mid. Now the volley of nades, however, does start to land on the A site. Man line playing from the opposite side of the firebox has Connor here to support. AKNY already out from Tetris, inside of Sandwich and trying to create some space. Connor having to fall back, but the flank from Gramp has already connected and he finds himself a second. Now it's up to Mainline, who does come wide. He grabs 2 and Gramps on the 3rd. I believe you call that a full house.
That was fantastic.
It was.
Great play. So you're saying a 3 and 2? Yes, that's a
That's
full
what you call
house.
it?
Yes.
Excellent, I like that.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before until today.
Yeah, that's it's a card term.
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure,
okay.
for sure.
So like for those that aren't sure, and you know, poker, having 3 of one and 2 of the other in your hand indicates a full house. Yeah. Just a little, just dropping knowledge bombs.
Same as Yahtzee.
This is true. Yahtzee as well. So if you're 12 and you play Yahtzee instead of poker, as you hang out with your friends from the 7th grade, that's what you would call it.
I mean, we do still play video games.
This is true.
Yeah.
But our video games are rated M.
This is also true.
And there's lots of blood and guns and violence.
All that good stuff.
And if you pug, lots of foul language.
This is true.
So,
Not in Canada.
not that
We just
depends.
apologize.
It depends on what part of Canada you're in, because some of it is way worse than the others. In fact, I'd say that's probably the worst player to match up against. Just throwing that one out there.
I have no clue who you were
Subtle
alluding
jab.
to.
Yeah,
I
it was
won't bother
the
asking.
Inuits. Like, come on now. We all know who I mean. I don't actually think I actually have ever met an Inuit person.
No?
No, never in my life.
Very
They're
nice
not
people.
exactly super common in the United
No,
States.
that's very true.
I live in New Jersey, so
Yeah, it's not even like you
They-
guys are from like, or you were from like the Midwest where.
yeah, we're maybe, but like it's not really common.
No.
Like, we all know who I was talking about.
Yeah.
I don't have to fill in the blanks.
No, you don't.
Come on now. If you want to know, you can ask me, and I will tell you point blank who I was referring to.
Missing a player.
Missing a player. I think FGB may have had an accident. So I'm going to go ahead and say this. Let's go ahead and take it to music for just a second while we wait for whatever it is this problem is that's building. I have no idea. So it could be a while. It could be 30 seconds or 5 minutes, but music makes things so much better, and it makes the world go around. So
Yep.
go ahead and throw it back to the music, and we'll be back in just a bit.
You know my sticky D in here. Niggas get on the swear if they fucking yeah. But your girl just move to the joint in the club, in the car, the groove. The movement is on. Bound, band, and mommy, the story is on.
Tell me, I wanna know, baby. I heard somebody say, at the full pack, baby. What you tell me? I want you to know, baby. Listen to me.
All right, so if you haven't been paying attention to our very accurate notes on stream, FGB cannot computer.
No computing.
No computing necessary or possible. Help computer. So basically, there was like sound issues. They wanted to swap out the mic, so he wanted to just go with his regular headset, didn't wear it around his neck, which is super uncomfortable. I don't know why anyone would want to do that, honestly. But he goes to... There you go. Producer Rob chiming in with the help. So he goes to swap it out for his headset, and then it just is like not going well. All sound eventually dies. The microphone no longer works either. The microphone was actually plugged into the headphone slot. The headphones were unplugged.
Complete and utter
Completely,
collapse.
Yeah, just it all fell apart. And then now we're just waiting for Vault to settle in, as they had stepped away due to the lack of computing and computer knowledge. Yeah, that's basically what's going down. So, just waiting. They're getting ready. It should be getting on pause in just a second. Everyone's sitting back down and alt-tabbing back into the game. Main line getting a nice view of the sky right now. As you can see, it's a beautiful day in Mirage Land.
Yep.
And there you go. The pause is out, so play will continue on. We are back. If you've missed the action thus far, it's been a lot of Vault winning rounds. They're doubled up over top of Real Street Gamers right now. And it is going to be a save coming out for the T side as well. They've got a Galil in play. That's going to be on Roka. So we had actually kind of talked about this potential like hybrid strategies that we see from them sometimes, where they go with like one player buying. Roka looking to jump on in. Oh my goodness. What is the call here from Roka? He's just spinning around like a madman. But there you go. The smoke is down. And Gramps getting himself into the corner, trying to make no noise whatsoever. They're actually going to go for a boost up here as Crux hides himself in towards the corner. They're not going to see him, which is the big important thing. As he's jump peeking for information, they're going to wander right into that AK of Crux.
Roka getting close. Crux waiting to spring the trap. He lets the first one cross. Roka finds one. Crux able to capitalize back with the trade, but he's taking damage through the fire, through the flames. Carbon Main with the Deeg shot, and FGB solely surviving the situation. Now, all of a sudden, things are getting crazy. 3 players down towards the site. 2 on up, mainline. He's stuck between both of these squads. Now he spots the bomb carrier and finds himself the frag. Suddenly, there's only Carbon, and he too has fallen. AKNY taps with the clutch here. With the Deeg, unable to finish off mainline, although he does drop him to only 5 bits of health. The frag grenade not going to help all too much, but the CZ will seal the deal. And that's going to be the side of Vault hitting the 9.
Yeah, and look at the money building up here for Vault as well. 10K on some of these players. The bigger problem, though, is that Crux was in that corner. He should have been able to do more than that. He gets that 1 kill, lets the other guy into the site, and then he tries to take the duel, but doesn't realize the Molotov's down, so he can't even spot him on the opposite side of the flames. Probably should have just turned back and taken the easy one. But he wanted to make it a little bit harder for himself. He wanted to make it stylish. And I like the approach right now from Vault, boosting a player into the ladder very early in the round. I believe that is J. Cruel, who's now in that position with the AWP.
Roka on the other side of the smoke, though. He knows exactly where Crux is, and Crux for a moment had a nade out. There it is, catches him with it down. FGB with a frag of his own, until suddenly we've got a double kill back for the side of Vault. Gramps chiming in with a headshot of his own. Man advantage in a mere matter of seconds secured here for the side of Vault. Now only Carbon Main in the 1v3. Utility aplenty, bomb on his back, and now he's spotted Gramps as well, which means his position completely unraveled. He tries to take the fight while completely blind. He lands it. What a shot, giving him an opportunity to plant this bomb. If he does decide to go for it, the problem is the CTs are inbound.
He's got the bomb. He's got time. Mainline coming in from B apartments. J. Cruel back on catwalk. He's already picked up 3 on the round. Mainline trying to get in here in time. Oh, misses the shot initially, but that would be Mainline going with the woos, and I think it's actually Crux as well, chiming in with noise of his own. So, solid work here for the players from Vault. 10-4 is the lead currently, moving into the last round of the first half. Even if Real Street Gamers picks this one up, it's actually a pretty good half for the CT side of Vault, and they'll be moving over to the T side, where we saw some pretty solid stuff from them on the first map, and now look at that. That's a Negev.
Negev on Connor.
Where's that Negev?
Ooh, Pablo Emilio Gavier Escobar with a double frag before FGB chimes back with 1, clearing him out and opening a great chance for the site take here on B. Gramps, of course, rotating on over, unable to stop the push as AKNY grabs another 2K. It is going to be the Real Street Gamers with the advantage here in the afterplant position. Carbon Main rips the skull straight from the shoulders of Gramps, and AKNY still on the other side of the map, able to chime in as well. So a 10-5 scoreline favoring the side of the CTs, but I would argue this is quite standard.
Yeah, I mean, this is just like that stereotypical scoreline where, the CT team, they played well, and the T side definitely felt flat.
Yeah. But got enough of a job done.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
So now the problem, though, is that that's where they would be likely to excel is on their T side, because of the fact that they've got this, raw firepower on a lot of these players. On a map like Mirage, executions can be key to picking up rounds as a T side, so I'm curious to see how much time Vault's had to work with one another. Like we said, some of this core roster has played together in the past. That early peek from Roka is punished by Mainline, who is waiting around the corner. Carbon Main having a hard time finishing off the kill. Now he has to go for the reload, and Mainline's actually going to come back from the backside, take him down. He drops eventually, but the bomb's being planted here. It's up to FGB and Fighter to come in on the retake.
3 versus 2 here on the afterplant. FGB and both Fighter coming in from CT spawn. Unilateral approach here, but Gramps able to find the first, and the second one taken by, what is his real name?
That's J. Cruel.
J. Cruel, there we go.
I'm
not
pretty
figure
sure
it
that's J. Cruel only because he's the only one with the logo, and he's been opping, so.
Yeah, and he also he's not on that list. I just couldn't piece it together. But
I mean, Crux and Gramps and Mainline all stand out. Pretty sure Garcia is Connor.
Yeah, it's got to be. I saw the Irish flag.
Yeah, so.
Connor 93.
Man of many names.
Mainline.
Yeah, that pop flash is on point from Roka and actually gets him 1, but he doesn't have another one to throw. Oh, no, he does. He does have a second flashbang. I thought for a second he didn't. you know, knowing Roka, he's not going to want to do that more than just once. He's going to go for a repeat performance. AKNY tried to get the Zeus kill here. Wow. Physics makes no sense. Apparently, that nade somehow bounces backwards towards Roka, so he wanted to flashbang his way in and jump through that. Instead, he's just going to push on through the smoke. Now he's going to look for an angle, getting up on top of the bookshelf, peeking up over top of it. Bomb is ticking away on this B bomb site, and really the only player even close as Roka, and oh, that's not something you want to see. It looks like Fighter maybe disconnected in the round. Oh, there you go. He's hiding in CT spawn now. I'm not sure. For a while, he was just kind of sitting in an awkward spot.
It looked like he was in a spawn point.
Yeah, it almost did, but I think he was just kind of like floating into that position and trying to figure out what to do. So they're going to go for a save. And you can kind of understand why they went for this heavy investment, and the bomb was down so early that it wasn't worth even going for it. So they'll just hold on to the guns and maybe try to take one out of the hands of the opposite side.
No additional engagement here, so a celebration coming in from the side of Vault as 4 players survive on each team. That's a lot of grandfathered weaponry for both sides, and a 7-point lead currently for the side of Vault. This is only growing, and though, of course, they need to get the CT side into their gun rounds. But for the time being, Vault continuing forward with the momentum here, this time versus an AK Scout, couple upgraded pistols, and a few pieces of utility. Enough to make some sort of play happen if they do want to take an initiative, but already here, mainline exploding out onto the B site. Roka going down, and Fighter trying to bring it back. Crux again chiming in. Mainline just destroying this B site defense.
Yeah, mainline just doing what Roka basically did. On their T side, Roka consistently blew in towards that B bomb site early in rounds to give them, you know, early advantages, and then the team would have to rotate in on top of it, which is exactly what's happening right now. Carbon Main trying to come in from underneath, gets chewed apart, but it's actually Gramps who drops eventually to Fighter as well. Connor going to pin himself in the corner in apartments, worried that Fighter's going to be coming around the corner with that Galil. Eventually, mainline just holds the angle, and the noise continues here from Vault. They are now 3 rounds away from closing this out, and the lead is currently sitting at 8. I'd said this is likely to be a Vault victory. Yep. I didn't necessarily think it was going to be this one-sided, though.
I mean, the first map wasn't. So
no,
I think the
so
first
much.
map was what was in line with your initial expectations and mine as well. But now this one, a whole other storyline. I mean, the 10-5 scoreline, okay, that's one thing. But now it's up to the CTs to show us that their defense is stronger than what they were able to accomplish in the first half. Mainline already with the first one. AKNY down and out. A second frag as Grumps chimes in of own. And suddenly, we've got a bit of a response. FGB getting aggressive on Catwalk. That's going to be dropping the bomb towards the bottom of Connector, but Mainline now coming from the top of mid, also killed, and Carbon Main taking it back. This is FGB with the 3K, and leaving it just down to J. Cruel for the clutch.
You can audibly hear frustration mounting right now as well for Real Street Gamers. It's part of land play you just don't quite understand. When you can hear your opponent getting frustrated, you start making plays that you know are going to piss them off more. Get inside their head. Start playing the mental game. Good move from Jake Roll here to put it in the corner. Reaction time is just a little bit off, but it doesn't matter. FGB is so low on HP. Can't find the gun! Oh, that is unfortunate. He tried to toss the rifle aside to find his op. There actually should have been the call, though, that FGB was low. So he didn't need much to win it. Unfortunate there towards the end. That would have been a backbreaker round. I mean, FGB, I think that was a 4K for him in the end.
Yeah, it was. Big play individually coming off the catwalk, taking that mid control back. Catching mainline as well lit as he did rotate back from T-spawn towards the trying to flank, I guess. Trying to get behind that rotation from the CTs. So very nice play from FGB to keep his team alive here on Mirage. 13-6, 1 round closer. But the bye here for both teams strong and alive. So it will have to be Real Street Gamers to replicate the outcome of the previous round if they want to find success here and bring this back to a closer score.
Mainline commences that fire through the smoke, and here's that nade take towards B as they just toss him out. I like this. Both sides of the pillar being smoked off, and one towards the window as well. Fighter pretty much isolated and alone. However, support has arrived, but look at this. It's a pull-out strat from the side of Vault. Everyone's rotating over towards that A site as they go for the take. Connor's still going to get a kill in B, so he's going to try and keep them glued down. But he dies on the drop-in, and now they realize exactly what's going on. Carbon Main's got to come up huge. Roka's rotating into position to help.
It's going to be crunch to find the first. Carbon Main coming wide off that ump. Only going to be able to grab one as the Tech 9 of Gramps connects to the skull. But now Gramps thinking about going for the plant. And FGB, while in the smoke, able to deny it. Unfortunately for him, there's just too many players there on the side of Vault. And they will be grabbing themselves to the 14th round. 1 away from securing overtime. 2 away from victory. And a broken economy for the side of Real Street Gamers. That is a shame. They are going to be coming into this one with what looks like a force buy. Some of the players going all in. Carbon Main only spending $300. At this point, they have a chance, I suppose. A very small one at that coming into it, but they're going to have to use some sort of an explosive play just like that. Carbon finding the first. That's towards a ramp. Again, a dink over here as Jake Will's tagged to 50.
Oh
but
my
oh my
gosh.
lord. Connor ripping the head of Fighter straight off.
FGB trying to come in from underpass, but he's mollied off. And here comes the rotate in towards B. Mainline spots FGB coming up towards the top of stairs. Gramps kills Carbon Main jumping through the smoke. AKNY with the deagle in towards the site. Roka's got the UMP. AKNY looking for the 1D. Not going to happen there. B peaks. Ends up working with a little bit more time than you would anticipate. And Roka realizes all I can do is try and save and play for an exit. Maybe pick up an M4 and use it in the next round. I don't think they actually know where he's at this point. I don't think they've seen him yet, so only 1 kill on the buy coming in for Real Street Gamers. Oh no, Roka's gonna go for the ninja. He doesn't have a kit though. Yeah. There you go. And so much
vocal, these guys.
so much trash talk coming out from Vault right now.
But the 15th round's been grabbed. T-side 1 away from securing victory now, and they've got the AKs versus the absolute abysmal purchase here from Real Street Gamers. So, Real Street Gamers. So this one should be quick, and we are going to see Vault picking the pace straight into the offense. Carbon Main going down early as Gramps connects the headshot. Roka coming wide, not able to grab it, and it is Gramps just decimating the defense here. AKNY able to find 1, but it is a 4v3 with only pistols here for the defense.
AKNY spots him back behind Firebox. He just can't quite finish off that heavily tagged up player. Fighter now. Left alone to try and clutch it out. Sees Gramps pushing through, and that kill actually could be the end of things. So it is a 16-6 beating from Vault. I mean, they crush Real Street Gamers in the second map.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like you mentioned, Bach, right? You thought Vault was going to come into this one with a favor. We said it was going to be an incredibly good matchup of the day. It was. The first map, absolutely neck and neck. The second one, a much bigger blowout. So unfortunately, the Real Street Gamers not able to compete to the degree we expected. Faltering on that Mirage game.
Now, it is double elim in the playoffs, so they'll be dropping down. So they're going to go down to the lowers. They're going to fight their way through to move it back up towards the grand finals. So congratulations. Yeah, we have our producer, Rob, who's in frame here.
He's chilling.
Congratulations to Vault as they move on. I think we have one more BO3 tonight, so we'll go ahead and get that one going in just a bit.
Woo! Woo!
Let's go. One more map. All right. There we go. That's die. If you
Rip your
tell.
ears, by the way.
Hi, Mom. Let's die. So go ahead and throw it to music, Mr. Kim, our producer. We would
see you guys in a
appreciate it.
bit.
Yeah, that.